when our Jewish neighbors celebrate Rosh HaShana, they actually keep and preserve archaic, pre-biblical Canaanite custom. Dear friends, today I want to talk about our concepts of time, how we perceive and experience time. And I would like to illustrate diversity and unique ways of experiencing time with this photo. On this picture, you can see two clocks on the Jewish town hall in Prague. Those two clocks show exactly the same time. Only the upper clock, the one with Roman numerals, show time as we know it, and we can read it. It's 1:45. While the lower clock with Hebrew letters, and here they are in function of Hebrew numerals, show time contraclockwise, but also 1:45. Isn't it a marvelous encounter with different concepts of time? But I am not finished with this picture and different perceptions of time. That town hall with these two clocks stands just across the street from the old new synagogue in Prague. That is that brick facade on the left side of the picture. And it is the oldest active synagogue in Prague. People started to worship there 750 years ago, and they still do. Back then, in 1270, it was called New Synagogue, because there used to be much older one nearby. Now this one is called the Old New Synagogue. In German, the Alte Neue Schule. Altneue Schule in Yiddish. What a marvelous reminder of different concepts of time. And so, when studying theology, I was not surprised to learn that Jewish New Year, Rosh HaShana, is celebrated not on the first day of the first month, but on the first day of the seventh month, Tishri. And those months of Jewish calendar, just like, for instance, Akkadian Babylonian calendars, were counted from the first month of Nisan in spring. At the time of writing the Bible, there were clearly several different calendars in use. Calendar among the Sumerians, Babylonians, Hittites, Persians, and Greeks began in spring with a local barley harvest. For the Jews, that was the civil calendar. But they clearly kept their religious calendar also. It seems that the Northwest Semitic peoples, so-called Canaanites, used to count their religious year from autumn. I know such counting from Bronze Age city of Ugarit, where their year also very likely started in autumn. And this New Year in autumn was an archaic custom among West Semitic peoples, sometimes called Canaanites. It was based on ancient religious calendar, which predated their adoption of the Babylonian, more sophisticated calendar, and later our Roman calendar. So when our Jewish neighbors celebrate Rosh HaShana, they actually keep and preserve archaic, pre-biblical Canaanite custom. And this fact about the biblical religious calendar is something not many might know about the Bible. But we are still not done with different biblical concepts of time. There are bigger and more marvelous surprises in store. And if we learn the biblical Hebrew and pay attention to its vocabulary, we can uncover that biblical authors were also differently oriented in time. Hebrew word for the past, kedem, literally means the east, where sun rises. That was where people were facing. But also, therefore, those things in front of us. While the Hebrew word for the future, akaron, literally means the back, what is after, behind us. And so, as strange as it might sound, biblical Hebrew speakers and the other ancient Semitic peoples clearly perceived or visualized the past in front of them and the future behind them. And that is something not so many people know about the concept of time in the biblical times. Join us this Sunday, the second day of Rosh HaShana, year 5784. We will search the meaning of those ancient concepts of times, and it will be transformative and enlightening religious experience. I know it was and still is for me.